Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again. So this is On the Reel, and we are now in our part 4 in exploring the mode 2 or the complex mode of the CANON F-789SGA calculator. In my first 3 videos, we solved these problems. Okay, we evaluated the square root of negative numbers and also eto, I raised to n, no? And ano yung pattern if that power is a big number, and also we discussed how to evaluate the complex number a plus bi raised to a big number using the Canon calculator, right? And also we discussed the basics of the um, complex number, the standard form, the trigonometric form, the polar, exponential, the real part, imaginary part, the argument, and also the complex plane. Now here we'll be evaluating the products and quotients of complex numbers. So ito, the product and quotient of complex numbers. If we are to multiply complex number in polar form R1 angle theta 1 with R2 angle theta 2, the product of this will become R1 times R2 angle theta 1 plus theta 2. I-add natin yung mga angles theta, no? And if we are to divide naman R1 angle theta 1 divided by R2 angle theta 2, its quotient is equal to R1 over R2 angle theta 1 minus theta 2 naman, no? So subtract mo yung nasa denominator na angle, okay? Yung mga R, yung mga magnitudes or absolute values, i-multiply, i-divide mo. Okay, ganun yan. Now, de Moivre's theorem, in determining the power of R angle theta raised to n, its result is equal to R raised to n angle n times theta. Okay? That's the de Moivre's theorem. Now, if we are to take the root naman or the nth root of R angle theta, okay, its result is equal to the nth root of R angle this theta plus 2k pi all over n. Now what is this k? So this k is equal to 0, 1, 2, and 3 up to n minus 1. We add that 2 pi k or 2k pi to obtain the periodic roots. So if the index here, na n, is equal to 2, that means you are taking the square root, then there should be 2 periodic roots, okay? From 0 to 1, no, yung evaluate mo, there are 2 results, no? Making k equal to 0 first, then next k equal to 1. And if you are taking the cube root of that complex number, there should be 3 periodic roots. You are to make k equal to 0, k equal to 1, and k equal to 2. Okay, so ganun yan. Now, let's evaluate this. Continuation to our discussion. Now, we ended dito, no, in our first 3 videos. If you haven't watched it yet, no, please go there and watch them. No, it might seem easy, no, but actually hindi. No, with the aid of the calculator, that doesn't mean na madali na lang, no, kasi there are times na magiging math error whenever you evaluate the power of a complex number raised to a big number. So dito tayo. Number 8, evaluate the following and write in polar form. Okay, eto, z sub 1 is equal to 8 angle 30 degrees. Z sub 2 is equal to 2 angle 15 degrees. So if we are to evaluate z1 times z2, okay, if we're to evaluate that, dito tayo. So this should be equal to this times the other one. This. Okay. Now, its result, z1 times z2, is equal to this. So we are to multiply the modulus. Okay, this should become 8 times 2, and the angle must become 30 plus 15 degrees. Okay, so it should become like that. So if we are to simplify this, z1 times z2 is equal to 16 angle 45 degrees. So this should become 45 degrees. Okay ba? Now, of course, we may just evaluate that right away in our calculator. No? Using the calculator, so 8 angle, we have to go to mode 2. No? So 8 angle, angle is this, 30 degrees. We may not include the degree sign anymore, times 2 angle 15 degrees. So expect to have 16 angle 45. Well, this is the result. It's because the default setup nito is in the form A plus BI. But if we want to make that in polar form, always evaluated in polar form, so change natin yan na to R angle theta. So that is 16 angle 45. So ganoon lang. So ibig sabihin yan, diretso na lang natin evaluate to. Dito, 15 angle 90 degrees over 3 angle, I'm going to change this to 60 degrees. Okay, say that is 60 degrees. So evaluating that, expect to have a result equal to this, equal to 15 over 5. Okay, for the sake of the principle, evaluate natin ito. 15 over 3, 15 over 3, angle 90 minus 60 degrees. Okay, so ganun. So its result is equal to 5. Of course, this is 5, angle 30 degrees. Okay ba? That's the result. Now, if we are to evaluate that using the CANON calculator, 15 angle, no, dito lang, angle 90 over 3, angle 60. Okay, madali lang. So that's the answer, na 5 angle 30 degrees. Now, how about ito? 3 angle 20 degrees. So if we are to evaluate this, dito na tayo. Evaluating 3 angle 20 using the Moivre's theorem, that should become R or 3 raised to N or 4, then angle 4 times 20 degrees. Okay? 4 times the 20 degrees. So, simplifying that, of course, yung eto, 3 raised to 4, ilan ba yan? 81? No, this is 81. Angle 80. So, this should become 80. The 4 times 20 is 80. That should be the result. Trying it in our calculator, 3 angle 20 degrees. Okay, pwede ka mag-include ng degree sign, raised to 4 na. Expect for this to become math error. Now, why? Kasi in calculator, again, it can't evaluate the power of a complex number with a power greater than 3, no? So, yung gagawin natin dito, pwede tayo mag-square nito. Okay? Mag-square tayo nito, then square again. No? So that the power will become 4, right? Square, square. So let's say 81 angle 80 degrees. So that's the answer for letter C. Now, how about number 9? Evaluate the following and write in polar form. So 8 sees 40 degrees and 2 sees negative 40 degrees. Now, take note that sees means, ano yan, trigonometric yan. We are to make it in trigonometric form. Okay, down ko to ha. So, evaluating that, It's like we are solving 8 angle 40 degrees. Okay. Okay. Times, multiply natin to with 2. 2 angle negative 40 degrees. Negative 40 degrees. Okay. So, if we are to evaluate that, magiging ano yan? Di ba, ma-multiply natin yung 8 and 2, that will become 16, right? And yung angle naman, add natin yung angle. So, this should become 40 plus negative 40 degrees. Ito. So, ma-cancel siya, right? Ma-cancel yung maging 0 yung angle. And if 0 yung angle, ibig sabihin yan, the result is just 16. Okay? 16. If maging 0 ito, bali parang 16 cosine 0 na lang yan, no? Or that is simply 16. Trying it in our calculator, in Canon calculator. So, evaluating that, make it 8 angle 40 times 2 angle negative 40. So, that should become 16. Alright? Now, dito, 3 minus 4i times 8e raised to 53.13 degrees I. Take note, this is the Euler form or the exponential form. Now, if we are to evaluate that right away in our calculator, expect for this to be math error, a 53.13 degrees I. Expect that to become math error. See? Na kasi hindi niya ma-evaluate yung Euler form, no? Then ano yung gagawin natin? Ang gagawin natin is we are going to make this into a product of a rectangular form with the complex form. The polar form. The polar form nito is 8 angle 53.13 degrees. So I'm gonna make this 53.13 degrees. Okay? So yan lang yung evaluate natin sa calculator. So trying that, 3 minus 4i then times 8 angle 53.13 degrees. Okay? So the answer is 40 angle negative 1.023. But actually, this is approximately 0. Now, if we are to set up the calculator or fix the calculator into 3 decimal places, so we got 40 angle 0. So the answer is 40. Ganun. Why is that? Because if we are to evaluate the polar form of 3 minus 4i, the polar form of 3 minus 4i, pwede ko i-equal or pwede you are to use this. Ito. That is 5 angle negative 53.13. So they are the same, right? So multiplying them, magiging negative 53.13 plus 53.13 yung angle. And the R, no, the argument, the modulus becomes 8 times 5 or 5 times 8. And that is equal to 40. So that is why we got 40 angle 0. Kanina. So ganun yan. Now, number 10, find the square root of 5 plus 3i. Square root of 5 plus 3i. Okay. So if we are to evaluate that here in my MathCAD, we can get this. But how about in the calculator? 5 plus 3i. It's math error. Well, why is that? It's because square root of a negative number is, it can't solve that. The calculator cannot solve that. So yung gagawin natin is that we're going to solve this but using yung de Moivre's principle for square root, no, or the nth root of the complex number, but we have to write this in r angle theta form, no. So solving for its r angle theta form, 5 plus 3i, okay, making it in this form. So that is equal to square root of 34 angle 30.964 degrees. So eto is equal to a square root of 34. What's that again? Angle is 30.964. 30.964 degrees. Now, if we are to take the square root of that, take note, square root means its index, no, is equal to 2. Okay, square root of 5 plus 3i is equivalent to taking the square root of this, square root of square root of 34. Okay, then angle, yung angle dito must become, there are two, di ba? If we are to go back sa slide, ito, that will become theta plus 2k pi over n. Okay, and n is 2. No? So, mangyayari dyan, this will become, ito, this will become angle of this angle, theta plus 2k pi. 2k pi plus 2k pi. This 2 pi means that is equal to 360 degrees. So pwede lang that we are going to make this 260 degrees k all over 2. Okay, so there are two roots dito. The first one, 30 divided by 2, that is equal to 15.482. So I'm gonna make this 15 and ito 180. Na ito na lang. Okay, so here, since n is equal to 2, k dito are equal to 0 and k is equal to 1. So there are two roots, no? So the first one is making k equal to 0. So that's simply equal to that, 15.482. Okay, then the other one, making this plus 180. No, plus 180. That's one of the roots. Okay, or simplifying that, that is equal to 100, what? 195.482. So ito yung sagot. Okay, let's find out, no? How to find this out if these are correct. Ganito, no? If we are to take the square of this, that should go back to 5 plus 3i because this is the square root, no? Another, no? We may rewrite that into its r angle theta form. Okay, so with square root of 34, i-evaluate natin yan. Ano ba yung square root of 34? Square root of 34. That is equal to 2.415. So this is 2.415 angle 15 degrees. Okay. So ito yung sagot. Now, if we are to write this into its rectangular form, so 2.415 angle 15.482. Its rectangular form is 2.327 plus 0.645. 2.327 plus 0.645i. Okay, and as you see, the same, no? Using MathCAD, I got exactly 2.327 plus 0.645i. But actually, pwede rin ito, no? Evaluating that, again, square root of 34, square root of 34 angle, 195.482. So this is 2.415 angle negative 165. No, 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 no. In A plus BI form. Ito. So that's negative 2.327 minus 0.645. That is the second root. Okay. So this is also equal to this negative natin to. Negative and ito naman negative. Okay ba? So ganun yan. Now, try natin na. Again, the square of this must give us 5 plus 3i. No, but I want to set up the calculator again to A plus BI form. So complex 1, then ito, 2.327 plus 0.645. I'm making a reverse dito ha, or back solve dito ha. Reverse engineering natin, no? So the square of this must be 5 plus 3i. Oh, see? It's about 5 plus 3i. Now, how about if ito is negative and the other one as well is negative? Would it give us the same result? Well, of course, no? Approximately 5 plus 3i. So that's how to take the square root of a polar, the square root of a complex number. But since we're asked to make that in polar form, actually ito, pwede ito na yung sagot, no? Pwede you are to make this as 2.415 instead of square root of 34. Okay, so the answer is this at saka this. No? Ganun yan. Okay, another. Let's say we are to take the cube root of ito, 9 minus 8i. Yan. So if we are to take the cube root, isa lang yung makuha dito. 2.225 minus 0.55i. Now, using the calculator, ang gagawin natin is that we're going to convert that 9 minus 8i into its polar form. So 9 minus 8i, making it in polar form. So 1, so that is square root of 145 angle ilan yung angle na nakuha natin? The angle is negative 41.634. Negative 41.634. Okay, now taking the cube root of this, we're going to make it cube root of 145. So cube root of 145 is cube root of square root of 145. So that's 2.292. That is the R. Okay. Now dito, this should become ganito. Isang root lang yung kunin natin ha. That 41, that negative 41.634 degrees. Dapat natin tong i-divide by 3. Okay, so divided by 3, the answer is negative 13.878 degrees. Ibig sabihin yan, yung result ng ito, cube root of 9 cube root of 9 minus 8i is equal to this angle this. Yan. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, in polar form, in rectangular form, let's try 2.292 angle negative 13.878 degrees. That is equal to 2.225 minus 0.55i. So see, the same siya dito. Okay? Ibig sabihin yan, if we're to take the cube of that, the cube of this, that should go back to 9 minus 8i. See? Approximately 9 minus 8i. So ganun yan. Okay, that's how to evaluate the nth root of a complex number. But again, meron pa itong other quadratic, periodic roots, no? Mag-add tayo ng 2 pi k over 2. Okay? So ganun yan. Stop muna ako dito. In the next video, continuation to this, the part 5 is all about taking or solving the resultant of concurrent forces. Okay? So, see you in the next video. Bye and God bless.